Tracking your macros, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, it can be a total game changer in the positive and in some cases in the negative. We're going to talk about macro tracking, the do's and the don'ts, who it's good for, who it's bad for. Let's get into it.
Are you allowed to talk about this?
Yeah.
Why?
You don't track macros.
No, but I coach people.
I'm definitely not qualified.
I was just say,
I have.
obviously we know who's tracked the most, but I'm curious out of the two of you, who's tracked the least.
Justin, that's easy.
You think so?
Justin's never
so?
tracked.
Have you never tracked, Justin?
No, I track protein. I mean, that counts.
but you've never macros. If there's
Not
plural,
like
with an S
macros
at the
in
end of that.
general. Like, yeah,
So you've
no.
tracked a macro.
Yeah. I've tracked a macro.
In a meal.
It happened.
You looked at the label.
Really? You've never? I thought you did when you
No,
were.
I do with my clients, but you know, it's
When you
just
when
not,
you got all lean and ripped when we first started this, you weren't really tracking macros.
Easy with the lean and ripped. Come on.
screw you, man. Yeah,
You got super sexy.
yeah. No, I just it was mainly just protein, and then I mean, I would manipulate my carbohydrates and everything, but that was just kind of just I don't know. It wasn't like super
So
detailed.
you really didn't track. Like you've never downloaded Fat Secret or MyFitnessPal and logged food for a week.
myself.
Yeah.
Not really.
Wow.
Yeah.
You?
Yes, of course. Now Justin was an athlete, so you know a lot of his was performance based.
So it didn't matter.
This is actually
Calories though, for sure.
This is actually a good discussion because macro tracking is, I think, more valuable when you're looking for aesthetic changes, especially when the aesthetic changes start to get more granular. Then it really makes a big difference, right? You know, so like if you're a guy going from 20% body fat to 15 or 16% body fat, like you don't really need to track macros. Going from 15 to 9, it probably is going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
Now I did, the first time I ever tracked macros was way back in the day, 1997.
Calorie King books.
Oh no, this was even before that. I used Scale and Apex. I don't know if you guys, was Apex even a thing?
Apex, but I thought CalorieKing.com was
I had one of those
earlier.
Calorie King books.
No, I had the Calorie King book.
The book, I think I had a book, but there was no like internet.
Well, yeah, this is so Calorie King was a book first, then CalorieKing.com came later.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I had the book to start with, which that was as far back as I went, where I was writing it on paper.
Yeah. But macro tracking allows you, the reason why this can be so valuable but there's so many studies on this, but this is also just based on our experience. The over-under estimate of what you think you're eating is silly.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. Like, it's even for those of us who know or pretty well versed on what food, in terms of calories and macros in food. I mean, this is what we did for a living. I could still be off significantly. 10 to 20%, which is hundreds of calories, which is the difference between moving the needle one way or another. Let alone the average person. Who's never tracked before, never coached lots of people. So tracking can really be an effective tool for bringing awareness around where you think you're at versus where you are actually at.
I mean, I think for my clients, unless you had a condition, right? So there's asterisk here. If you obviously someone's had history of anorexia or a really bad relationship with food. Everybody else, it was mandatory we did it for a period of time. I just think that for educational purposes.
Sure.
I've never met anybody who says they don't track calories or ever have tracked calories, but they have a good idea of what they eat.
Yeah.
It's just they're always, I'm off always. Yeah. I mean, as long as I've been doing this, and even right now, it's been a long time since I've probably tracked. It's been at least a year, probably more. I think I have an idea of where I'm at. And if you challenged me, like, give me the number where you're at right now, and I had to probably sit down and go in my head, I'd give you something, but I can almost guarantee you that I'm off.
You'll get generally close, which means you're probably off by 20%, which is enough to not.
I mean, at least that.
That's right.
Because I'm off 20% of what I'm guesstimating, but it's just like then food labels and error and all that stuff,
Sure.
and what did I not account for? Or right, because there's the other thing too is like. When you're guessing or whatever like that, like not only are you not measuring portion size, but you tend to also forget, like, oh, that's right, I forgot when I gave my son that popcorn, I took a couple handfuls of that too, and it's like, oh, that's right, I had that little mini size Snickers bar when I went.
Or even when you're cooking, that looks like a tablespoon of olive oil.
Yeah. So the value of becoming aware, especially in preparation for a calorie reduction and a cut. Less important on a reverse diet.
You know, I'm gonna give you a little pushback with that, Adam.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think tracking in a bulk, let's just say, can be equally important because what some people will do in a bulk is they just eat a lot more. This will happen to the guy typically who just wants to gain muscle, and so they're like, I'm just gonna eat a lot more, and you don't need a lot more to build muscle. You don't need an extra 1,000 calories above your maintenance to build muscle.
Yeah, but that guy is eating a bunch of processed junk to get there.
Well,
So if you tell a client who needs a reverse diet or bulk, hit your protein intake, eat when you're hungry, have as much as you want, as long as it's whole foods.
you know what's interesting about what you're saying, because that was my strategy with most of my clients, is that will put you in a cut or a bulk depending on where your body needs to go, is what I found. So that's an effective way to lose body fat too for the person who's overeating. It's great to build muscle for the person that's undereating because your body signals start to be a little bit more accurate, and hitting protein is the one thing that makes the biggest difference with that, because of course if you just listen to your body, some people will undereat or overeat just based off that. So it's interesting because I've done that with getting people to build. I've done that with people who need to lose weight too. So I think it works well for both. But the awareness piece with macro counting, I think, is really important. I also think it's really important when you're starting to get away from what would be considered generally healthy body fat percentages. In other words, if you're a woman and you're healthy and fit, you're probably in the low 20s with body fat percentage. There's a range, right? It's like between 20 to, let's say, 24% probably, give or take. For men, you're probably, north or south 15% by a few percent, right? So it could be as low as 12, maybe as high as 17 if you're fit and healthy. If you want to move typically lower than that, that's when macro counting starts to become important, because your body kind of fights you. Like most guys, their natural healthy eating isn't going to make them 9% body fat or 8% body fat. And most women, their natural healthy way of eating isn't going to get them at 17%.
Well, your body will recognize that it's catabolic for an extended period of time.
That's
and
right.
It'll send signals that we need to eat more.
Up your appetite.
And you have to learn to become somewhat comfortable with
That's
that.
right.
Is
That's
that, like maybe one day, not a big deal, but you're catabolic for 2-3 days in a row.
Yeah.
The body starts going, hey,
That's right.
we need more calories.
That's right.
And so
And now there are people listening might be like, well, I know these athletes, or I know this professional something that they don't watch anything, they're shredded. Yeah, there's always these crazy examples. But average person, average man, give or take, will be somewhere around 15%. Either 12 to, let's say, 17, fit and healthy, eating protein, sticking to whole natural foods, exercising properly, and women will be somewhere in the low 20s, which is great, by the way. Most people are happy here. You go below that, though, and back to what you're saying, Adam, your body starts to push back a little bit, and it's just not going to, your appetite will, if you start listening to your body and trying to be healthy, getting too lean, your body will make you eat more.
Yeah.
And macro counting and if you get lower than that, well, yeah, now you try to get down to,
you dream about food.
Yeah, try to get down to 7%.
Sub 6, you're dreaming about food.
Oh, yeah.
You think about food all day.
Yeah, you have to track because your body's yelling at you.
Yeah.
And the same is true for, women starting to get below maybe like 18, 17% body
And
fat.
to your point, there's always someone who's, I'm not like that. There's always anomalies.
Yeah.
There's people that can build muscle when they look at weights, that eat crappy food and their body powers through it. And they're terrible examples to look to for advice for the average person.
Yeah.
The average person is not like that.
No.
The average person has to work really hard to build muscle. It's very slow. It takes a lot of consistency. The average person, it's very difficult to eat in a calorie deficit consistently. Even when they do, it takes a long time for the body fat percentage to come off. It takes lots of consistency. But we all want to point to the girlfriend or the buddy or the one person who's just like, well, he does that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there's also people like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care how many books you read, you know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna be
And
that smart.
you're just not going to be that smart,
No.
It's not, he didn't.
Today's giveaway is MAPS Anabolic. If you want to win, leave a comment below this video. In the first 24 hours that we drop it, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. If you win, we'll notify you in the comment section. Also, you can schedule a call with one of our coaches, a Mind Pump trainer, right now, and have them set you up with a reverse diet plan. A 90-day customized reverse diet plan. This is 50% off right now. $49. Get on the phone. Get a 90-day reverse diet plan, all customized. It's the last day for the discount. Normally $99. Right now, $49. Go check it out. Go to reversedietcall.com.
All right, real quick, if you love us like we love you, why not show it by rocking one of our shirts, hats, mugs, or training gear over at mindpumpstore.com. I'm talking right now. Hit pause, head on over to mindpumpstore.com. That's it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
And back to the reverse diet bulk, tracking can be important with that too, with the person who's so afraid of gaining body fat, right? Oftentimes a reverse diet, which is also a bulk, we just don't call it a bulk with a reverse diet because that'll scare away everybody who needs the reverse diet. Yeah. But really you're eating in a surplus, right? And the value of that we've talked about many times on the show. But in a nutshell, why would you do this? If you want to lose body fat, build muscle, speed up your metabolism, set up the fat loss to be more sustainable later, right? That's in a nutshell. But the people who are afraid, really afraid of gaining weight, and you're telling them no, we need to eat more food and more calories while strength training. And they're like, I don't want to gain any weight. Yeah. And then you finally convince them to reverse diet. Not having them track what it's going to look like for them is maintenance deficit, because they're so scared that they're just this is too much food.
Yeah.
So with that person, I'm like, no, we have to track, because when you feel like you've eaten enough, you're so used to eating so little that you're still eating too little. And so now we know we need to increase, because you're looking at your macros and you're going, okay, I need to eat another 200 calories, even though I think I'm eating a lot because normally I eat so little.
For the anti-tracking people, that's the real value, is not that you should or you need to track for the rest of your life. It's really just more the awareness thing.
Yes.
Because we all have patterns and behaviors around nutrition, some that we're aware of and some that we're not.
That's right.
And when you track for a good 30 days or so, a lot of those surface, and then you become aware of it. And it's just like, oh, I didn't realize that on those days when I get really busy, I end up like, oh, okay, I don't get breakfast, and then all of a sudden I'm behind X amount of grams of protein, and then that rolls into a day where I sleep in, and then I'm really behind. It's like, yeah, I thought I was making all these attempts to do that. I didn't know that, or oh wow, I didn't realize how often I walk past that, bowl of nuts that I grab a handful
and grab a few.
Yeah, there's just
that was always the surprising one, I think, for a lot of clients of mine, was the fat tracking and where that was sneaking in with the oils and the nuts and stuff like that, because it gets so high calorie wise, and it just kind of sneaks in. So once you start adjusting that, especially if they're on a deficit,
I think one of the best values of macro tracking is also figuring out your natural basal metabolic rate, or maybe, for lack of a better term, just how many calories you're probably burning on a regular basis.
Yeah, is your basis.
Yeah, because all those calculators and estimates they're just not accurate. There's such a big difference between person to person, which metabolic adaptation and hormones and lifestyle and maybe how you've done it before, it can affect all this stuff. But for somebody who how many calories am I burning on a normal regular basis? Well, if you tracked for 3 weeks without trying to eat more or less, you just tracked. And let's say over that 3-week period, you're not gaining or losing weight, right? So you're just kind of staying the same, whether you're overweight or not, you're just tracking. You have a good general idea of how many calories you burn now on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So you add it up and average it out, and you're like, wow, on a typical day, I'm eating 2,200 calories with my normal life. That's how many calories I'm burning, because I didn't gain or lose weight. That's where I'm at. So if I want to lose weight, I got to go below it. If I want to gain weight, I got to go above it, or build muscle, go above it. Or, oh my goodness, I'm consuming so little. It looks like I'm burning. I was doing all this activity. I'm eating so little. I need a reverse diet. It'll give you a good idea of what your body is doing on its own. And that's really, in my experience, the only way you can really do it. The calculators are not great. They'll give you this general idea.
The best part about the calculators is that I find, we have a really nice macro calculator online that's free.
What's the link for that, Doug, by the way, so people are going to look for it? Is it macro calculator?
It might be Maps. Let me look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, Maps.
But my point is, I do get a lot of people who are like, I just have no idea where to start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so they're like,
you're right.
And so it'll give you a good place to start, but it's not the answer. And that's what I'm always coaching to.
What's it?
Mapsmacro.com.
Yeah. So it gives you it's a calculator. It'll give you kind
So
of
if you're like,
idea.
I've never tracked, I have no idea what I should start at, then it's like, there's two ways you can go about this. One, if you don't want to do the macro calculator, which is what I would tell clients a lot of times, is I actually want you to eat normal. Now, if I'm coaching someone, that's actually what I want. So if you're doing this on your own, I think macro calculators can be helpful to have a starting point to try and figure out. If you have a coach, I personally tell my clients, I want you to eat the same shitty food that you eat the week before you hired me. Like, I want to see
just keep eating normal.
Yeah. If that meant a Snickers bar at noon, eat it. If that meant you go climb in the freezer at 10 o'clock at night, do it. And they're always looking at me like all sideways. Like, that's not what I'm paying you for.
I just got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, but I want to see your behaviors. I want to see your behaviors and habits, because what I know is I could write based off of your height and weight and your goals and your steps.
Right.
Like, I can do what the macro calculator can do manually and write out, and then ask you some questions about foods and write out this beautiful little plan. But if I find out later that this beautiful plan that I laid out is so astronomically different than what you just did the week before, I'm setting that client up for failure.
That's right.
I'm far better off having them eat the way it is with their crazy 700 calorie Starbucks and this and that. And it's not because I'm going to let them continue to just do that way forever, but then I'll methodically change little things at a time. So it's not this huge, like, I went from, eating out twice, my Starbucks drink, my ice cream at night, and then now it's got me on tuna fish and crackers and, turkey, ground turkey, and it's like, that person is, even if they have the best discipline in the world, they're not going to sustain that forever. I need to teach that person how to make small change. And by the way,
small changes produce results.
Exactly. That's what's so awesome about this is you make a couple good macro changes in a diet that's really shitty like that, and you can start building muscle, start burning body fat right away.
Yeah.
And they could still have a lot of like what other people might think is that's not a good food, or that shouldn't be in the diet. Well, yeah, but they were so under proteined and so oversaturated fat. All I had to do is like switch that one meal that was so overly saturated on fat and no protein to a high protein, good fat type of meal. And now their protein just went up by 40 grams a day, which was almost double from where they were. Mm-hmm. And I've lowered their saturated fat. Now this person's like all of a sudden
or bump their fiber,
bump fire and the fiber. So there's like,
I 100%. I think it's super good advice. And here's the other end of this spectrum, which is you don't want to count macros forever. And so there are people that get trapped in this. We hear a lot of them when they call in, where they do this macro tracking, and then this is just how they live, and then it becomes a trap.
Yep.
And it's a stressful trap. It is a control. It's a way of controlling things, and it causes lots of stress, and it's a dysfunctional relationship with food as well. And so macro tracking is good if it's a step towards a life that is not stressful around food. It's great as an awareness tool, and you can use tracking throughout your life when you feel like you need more awareness, or when your goals change a little bit and you can kind of see where you're at, where you need to go. But you definitely don't want to live here, for sure. Or what you don't want to do is worship the macros so much that you find a way to squeeze every terrible food into your macro targets. This was a thing, and you don't hear too many people talking about this anymore. I think it fell out of favor, but it was if it fit your macros was a popular thing, 10 years ago, where people were like, well, here's my macros, and if it fits in my macros, it's all good. And they would do crazy things just so that they could eat, garbage because it fit in the macros.
Fruit Loop pizzas.
It didn't matter if it was candy.
Well, I love how you use the analogy of like, why would you do that? It's like putting this whole process on hard mode.
Oh yeah.
Like you think psychologically it's better or easier because you get to introduce these foods that are hyper palatable and you like.
Yeah, but they just made you hungrier and threw everything off.
Make you crave more of them. Yeah. It's like, it's such a terrible strategy. It's why, those that have been listening to the show long enough why we came out so hard on if it fits your macros, not because the science doesn't make sense, and if you follow it scientifically, it doesn't work. Of course it does. And bodybuilders do this. You know what I'm saying? That's all the time they use if it fits your macros. But the average client, introducing, in fact, I did a reaction video to a cheat meal. It's like, I hate that term. You know, it implies you're doing something bad, and it exacerbates this bad
that
good,
you need to escape your life.
Yeah, bad relationship. Like, no, it's a good burger and fries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of calories. You know what I'm saying? Take account for it. And so it's not a cheat. You're not cheating on yourself or cheating on this thing. It's like it adds this element to the relationship with food that is unhealthy and not going to serve you. You're far better off trying to avoid those types of foods as much as possible, because it actually makes adherence easier. The idea of introducing them back in every week for your cheat day makes that far more difficult.
The cravings go up quite a bit. Yeah, along the lines of studies in science and diet, I'm going to bring up a study for you guys because I think it's another good study that illustrates why it's important to understand all of the factors in a study and to not necessarily take what the study says as gospel. Okay, so I'll read you the study. I know you guys are going to see it right away, but I'll read it just for people listening right now. So this was a study on bulking, and so what they did is they took two groups of people. And one group, and they were athletes. So these were athletes who were practicing plus working out or lifting weights. And they gave one group 500 additional calories in their diet. And here's what they found at the end of the study, at the end of the 10-week study. The group that ate the extra 500 calories only gained body fat. And so the study says, hey, extra calories aren't going to, 500 extra calories a day is too much. That's just going to result in fat gain. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the participants.
Yeah, tell me about these athletes. How long have they been playing their sport for?
It's also this, guys. Both groups continued their habitual training. You ready for what it was?
Yeah.
4 strength workouts a week and 17 hours of sports-specific training per week.
17 hours and 4 workouts.
17 hours of sports-specific training per week and 4 strength training sessions.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Eating extra...
Who's the asshole programmer?
I don't know. I don't know.
Fire that coach.
Extra calories aren't going to go to muscle unless the signal is appropriate.
Right.
Okay. These athletes are overtrained.
Yeah.
Way overtrained.
Overtrained. Yeah. They're beating the crap out of them. And
they're not in muscle building mode.
No, of course you're going to gain more body fat. Now, here's the other thing I would like to see, and it did say that nothing really improved much, but I'd like to see well-being and sleep and hormone profile if we saw an improvement. It might have, although making up for overtraining with calories, although some people would say that that's a great strategy. It is a little bit. It's not going to fix.
The
rest. It's not going to fix.
I'll make a prediction or what would the 17 hours of their sport is what you said.
Yeah.
And 4 hours of strength training.
Yeah.
Okay. Take that client.
That's a part-time job,
bro. Take those same people, cut their sport to a quarter or a half. Okay, half. And their strength training down to 1 to 2 days a week, add those 500 calories and
watch what
happens.
Yeah.
So way less activity, okay, but a more appropriate strength building signal and a more appropriate amount of endurance and stamina training.
Yeah.
And I bet you those calories go to good use.
I bet you if you didn't
Now
even
you recover.
I bet you didn't even bump calories. You just cut all that stuff. You'd see a gain in strength and muscle without even having to add calories.
Yeah.
So
they're just surviving at this point on those calories.
Yeah, look, okay, it's like taking 2 people that do nothing and this person eating more. We're going to build muscle now. No, you're just going to gain body fat. There is no appropriate signal.
You need more energy. You're telling your body, I need as much energy as possible. Let's store it because I'm going crazy right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, so, studies like that, because then the author's like, you don't need that many extra calories to build muscle and this kind of, it's like, well, that was a lot of training, bro.
I don't care how many calories.
That was a lot of training, dude.
Well, let's be honest. I don't care how little or more of calories you gave those people. They're probably not going to build muscle.
No.
That the 17 hours of sport training in a week
No.
I mean, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
You're not even talking about a normal athlete. A normal athlete's an hour a day and a 2-hour time on their game. Like what is
this
7?
is 3 hours.
Like double
this is
days,
3 hours plus a day.
This is like an endurance. That's an endurance athlete. It's an endurance athlete it's like someone who's like a marathon runner that is also trying to strength train 4 days a week. It's like no shit, Sherlock.
That's mainly cardio. Let's be honest. Like that excess amount of like movement.
Totally.
Like,
it has to be 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I wonder
lift weights.
You know what athletes? Because there are a couple sports that train athletes like that. Because not all sports do that. Even at the high level in college, sometimes they beat up. Like if you're an athlete at that level, they often beat people up a little excessively, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But there are some sports that are just crazier than others. Like water polo is one of them.
Oh yeah, water polo.
Where they just they're just working out all day.
Like that, yeah.
I mean, soccer players run a lot too, but that's not 3 hours. I mean, maybe for a small window of conditioning.
I don't even think soccer players, not even wrestlers, Justin. Wrestlers will spend a long time. But I think water polo has to be the most.
The intensity on wrestling is like way up.
Yeah,
not the volume.
Did they say what kind of athlete? I mean, can you not guess? It's a marathon runner.
Yeah, it has to
Who else is doing 17 hours of endurance training a week?
Well, it says athletic training.
Well, okay, athletic training.
I know.
That could be anything.
They'll call that running would be called athletic training, right?
Well, and what
else are you doing?
And 4 strength training sessions, like 4 workouts a week
with that.
Yeah. By the way, 4 strength training sessions a week is excessive for any athlete except for powerlifters, bodybuilders,
triathletes. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot. What kind of athletes did you guys train where you were just like, I cannot believe the amount of volume?
Like you're psychotic.
Yeah, for me, water polo was at the top. I trained a couple water polo players at high levels, and they were in the pool twice a day for 2 hours. Twice, like morning before everything, and then after.
Mixed martial arts athletes
could be a lot.
Could take
at
a
high
major
level.
Oh yeah, could take a major beating.
Yeah,
could take a major beating.
Yeah,
I mean they have trained resilience, but I mean also those guys, like, I'm not building 10 pounds of muscle on them. No. I'm just making them more resilient and
then from an aesthetic perspective, because a lot of people just want to be healthy and have aesthetics. This is what most people want. So most people are like, I don't want to care about being an elite, polo competitor, water polo athlete or whatever. I just want an aesthetic physique. I've done jiu-jitsu, judo. I've done at competitive levels. I've also just strength trained, which is mostly what I've done.
Rollerblading.
The most, I've never rollerbladed. Did you see me rollerblading? I twisted ankle.
Competitive rollerblading.
Actually,
I love to see
you
that.
Rollerbladed.
I did.
Yeah, okay.
That's why it's a fun
you
thing
did all the. You did a lot of it.
I did.
I did roller hockey for a minute.
I did that too.
For me, I could in terms of leanness and muscularity, it was just straight strength training with some walking and diet. I could, even at jiu-jitsu, even though I was competing at high level, the leanest I could get and maintain performance was like 11, 12%. Any leaner than that, my performance would suck on the mat.
Yeah, it doesn't benefit you at all.
No.
Well, that's why when we see these athletes that are highlighted, the DK Metcalfs and the Reggie Bushes that make the magazine covers where they're like 6% body fat and they're playing football at the highest level. It's just like, that is such an anomaly. Dude. That is such an anomaly. There's aliens out there, dude. There just are.
There's aliens.
There are. They're amongst us. And that's the examples of it. Like, or the Phil Heath, the bodybuilders. Like that dude came out winning pro shows, natural and not lifting weights. Yeah. So he was playing basketball. It looked like a bodybuilder.
Like just Thor Bjorgensen's that are giants.
Yeah, people, and we always, I mean, it's cool to watch those people. I admire.
It's like one of the circus.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like, wow, that's so cool. But it's like, what happens to too many people is they see that and they think, like, if I just work hard enough, I can be.
I saw a slow motion video from the side. So it's from the side of a 90 plus mile an hour fastball, a pitcher throwing it. The arm torque and twisting.
Yeah.
It looked like I couldn't put my arm in that position without throwing.
It's wild.
Like if you put my arm in that position, if you tried to manipulate
looks like
arm,
they're snapping their arm off.
Oh, the torque on the humerus is like,
I mean, it's the reason why they can't go back-to-back games. I mean, they have to.
It looks wild.
They have to.
Their arm like
they have to be real careful about the amount of pitches they throw too. Like they got to keep a real good track,
dude.
Because you're limited. I mean, you have only a certain amount.
Well, it's one of the highest. We talked about this the other day in a podcast about like proper power. Like it is one of the highest expressions of power, right? You are
it's like physics with just explosive power and stability.
Your fingertips.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all the way you're throwing your whole.
You know what
body
happened to the average person if you were able to get them to move their arm that fast? They wouldn't be able to decelerate. It would twist off their body. I think it would probably tear.
Oh, it would tear something.
Oh yeah, you tear ligaments for days.
You know what's funny about that is that it would actually more to a deconditioned person who never works out might be okay. And they just get sore or hurt themselves a little bit of that. But someone who lifts weight and is strong and healthy, more likely to
do more
off.
damage. Yeah,
do more damage.
Yeah,
that's always. I always found that interesting to like talk about or think about because it's kind of counterintuitive. You think like
people don't realize that.
Yeah, how different the adaptation is. It's like, wait a second, you're this really fit buff guy. How did you?
Especially if you don't know how to decelerate. Like you never train those muscles. Like especially the hamstring is always the one that blows out. You know, when you start to run again. Yeah, because it's like you don't train to decelerate. You have to literally, be intentional about that.
Well, it's like taking a funny car or one of these 1,000+ horsepower cars that are designed to go in a perfect straight line and go race the Nürburgring and go like, okay, I'm gonna rip around corners with all that. It's like that car that 1,000 horsepower would get destroyed by a Fiat. A 200 horsepower Fiat, and that doesn't make sense to the average person. Like, wait a second, how is that possible? This thing goes from 0 to whatever in 3 seconds. Like, but that little Fiat will take those corners with 200 horsepower and beat it around a track where it has to turn and bend.
It's got the handling.
Yeah, like because that thing is made. It has so much power in a straight line. Totally. But take it around a corner and it's coming right out from underneath.
Dude, your beard is glistening, bro. So what is that?
It's all shiny.
What's happening over here?
So
you comb that in?
I do. I ordered I should shout out the company because it's not anybody we work with and I really like it. I found it was Amazon's top ranked beard brush. Really nice.
So it's a brush.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with the Caldera beard oil.
Caldera lab oil?
Yeah, the Caldera beard oil. And
are you going to grow it?
I am. Although my wife is making me self-conscious about that because she's, asked me like 3 times. And like, I'm like, you already asked me that. And she's like, oh, are you growing it out? I'm like, yeah. And then again, she's like seeing me coming. She's like, why are you growing your beard out? And I'm like, do you not like it? Is this why you keep asking? She's like, no, you're all defensive and you're moody right now. It's like, wow. And I'm like, could you imagine if I did that about your hair every time? Be like, oh, you're gonna color your hair, huh?
So that's what you're doing.
So and then I didn't just ask you once. I came back and I go like, so you decided to color your hair, huh? Like, would you not go like, what the fuck? You don't like it? Like that's how you're making me feel right now. And then somehow it got turned around on me that I'm irritable right now, and I'm like, sure. I'm just like, okay,
So you need to calm down.
Yeah, it was like that, dude. It's just like, I know you haven't had a lot of sleep.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I'm like, honey, you've asked me 3 times, and in fact, I told you before I was gonna do it. It's like, hey, I'm gonna tell Vicky. I'm gonna let the beard grow out a little bit, right? It was like she's like, oh, okay, and then I did it, and then I got ordered the thing, and I've been doing the beard oil every night, and she's like, so why are you growing your beard out?
But do you like the oil?
Oh yeah, well, because with the gray hairs, one of the things what I don't like about when we grow our beards out, all of us, is it gets all wiry.
Yeah.
And if you use the beard oil and you comb it, it'll bring it all
Makes
down.
It all nice
It'll bring it all down. So, and I've actually never made an attempt to really do that. I've always just let's grow out. I hate when it gets all like that.
That's probably why I stopped because it gets a little wild.
But now that Caldera has a beard oil, and I love all Caldera's product, I'm like, okay, well maybe I'll actually try and for the first time train my beard.
Have you seen the ad they're running with me on it? The one that's just me putting stuff on my face and I'm just looking.
The one that you did a shot in the front. Yeah. It's a good ad.
I get hit with that all the time. I'm like, this is me, dude. Stop sending me this ad, bro.
I don't want to see myself.
Yeah. I wonder what Doug would look like with a beard.
I know. Huh?
Have you ever tried growing one?
Do you have a patchy?
Man.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't grow a lot right here, but I think it'd be fine.
Oh, grow a beard.
God,
yeah.
I did a soul patch once.
Don't do that.
No, I would never do that.
I mean, I did that when we first started.
That was many years ago.
Dude, you need
20
to
years ago.
Grow a beard.
Yeah.
Wow, you would look.
I agree.
Let's have you grow a beard.
Now.
I was thinking about doing a mustache, like a little.
Justin's got the mustache. Yeah, he's already established that his
beard,
the best
bro.
A beard.
You would actually look good.
I would love to see you in a beard.
I mean, you have a good jawline, so I understand why you like to shave, but I think a beard would look good on you, dude.
Yeah. I've been pretty much clean shaven most of my life.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. That's why it'd be fun to kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see what Rugged Doug looks like.
Rugged Doug.
Rugged Doug. Come on, do it. Just one. You don't have to keep it. If you don't like it, shave it.
Yeah.
But
All right.
I like to see it.
Maybe over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You come
Start
back and you already got a nice little
wearing
5
flannels,
o'clock
dude. Watch out.
shadow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I want to see you in a beard.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I
see how
Have
it
you
goes.
all the years you guys
never.
trained? Never.
No,
Never,
I've
never.
never seen Doug with a beard.
Oh, come on, dude. I want to see a beard.
Okay.
I want to see a beard.
There's this videos on social media of dads suddenly shaving their beards and then
the kids,
going to
the
their
kids.
daughters
Oh,
in
I've seen
particular.
that.
They freak
Yeah.
out.
No, the kid, especially
You're
girls,
not my dad.
especially daughters hate it. And if
Yeah.
you look at the data on this, you know this, right? When they do studies on this, people will generally consider men with beards to be better fathers. Yeah, it's consistent.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason, they think you're a better father because you have a beard. So, and I'm watching these videos with these
More
kids,
Santa Claus.
and the kids are like, Dad, don't do that.
Okay, so let's try and unpack why you think
I
that
don't
is.
know.
Oh, you don't think so? I
Is
think,
it wisdom,
No.
health, age?
No. I think when you stay when you stay
like
clean shaven,
comfortable.
sharp, you're more particular about looking handsome, your image, like that. You start to grow a beard, like, I don't give a fuck.
yeah.
It's more of a
You're full in.
yeah,
on the
I'm not.
family.
Yeah. I'm not trying to. This isn't the best way to attract a lady. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of that.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because with attractiveness, women tend to consider a short
Like look
beard most
at.
attractive.
Even though there's examples, of
that.
course, now because beards have become a little more popular, but for the most part, your male models that you'll see, they'll be clean shaven.
Yeah.
They'll be clean
Yeah,
shaven.
that's different.
Well, that's what I'm. But that's what
Yeah, but who's looking at the male models?
that's what we're being marketed to.
Yeah, not really.
What?
That's not. Women aren't looking at male models. It's dudes.
What?
Yeah, the modeling space is run by dudes, gay dudes.
Whoa.
You know that. It's not a secret.
So straight dudes are watching gay dudes?
Yeah.
No.
What are you saying?
It's male models, like you're talking about like fashion.
Yeah.
No, that's
all male models in
bro,
general.
they're not selling. Look at the
You don't
male
think-
models
wait.
selling things to men. Men selling things to men typically will have a beard. They're not going to be like.
You don't think when your wife shops for something that she buys you from that she's the one who's looking at the dude wearing it in the ad?
Yeah, if he has a beard, she's probably thinking he's handsome.
He's probably not had a beard though.
Really?
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
I'd
If
like
he's
to
on
see
it.
what our
I mean, there are more today. There's more of it today than there used to. I mean, there's tattooed guys. None of that was like a thing just 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it would be clean shaven, no tattoos, pretty face. Like that's, maybe a gay guy. I don't know. I haven't figured out if it's more. What's the percentage
Yeah, I wonder
of gay
if the
guys?
preference has changed because
Good
of
question.
yeah, like they're looking
don't
for
That's
necessarily
the
the
fashion industry,
masculine
dude.
look.
The fashion industry is like that.
What?
It's typically like, especially the male model, female. It's gay men that are controlling that look.
Yeah, but you can also.
I mean, it's a big stereotype that I'm saying. But
You
I
are.
think it might be true.
You are, because I actually have had a couple male
'cause you
model
like
friends that
fashion,
were
that's
straight.
Because Adam's into fashion.
No, I mean,
taking
listen.
offense.
I mean, bodybuilding's mostly gay.
Yeah,
This is very true.
yeah.
It's a lot.
Is it though?
Okay, so
let's give us
according
some
to
stats.
one analysis, approximately 6.75% of male models are LGBT.
Bro,
Six?
six? That's it.
That's it.
That means 94% are straight.
That's lower
Sal.
than the normal population.
Well,
That
a lot
doesn't
of
make
lot of
sense.
guys who are good looking model.
Yes.
I mean, it's a way to make some money.
And meet a lot of girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I
You were
mean,
way off on that one, bro. I bet bodybuilding. Hey, check bodybuilding. Bodybuilding's higher than that.
No. Oh no.
Bodybuilding is higher than that.
What? How many bodybuilders?
Come on,
yeah.
dude.
Okay.
I don't know.
I watched that movie with your homeboy in it.
That's Sal's dog.
no reliable data or
No, because
official
they're not
statistics.
telling anybody.
They're all closeted. That's why.
Didn't you do? You did both, little modeling, little bodybuilding.
No, I did not do modeling. I do not count. I don't count
money.
one romance novel as modeling. It doesn't count.
I did modeling.
That has
You
to
did?
count. Dude.
Yeah.
Come
Hey,
on.
look, he's straight.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You did modeling?
Yeah, I
I
did.
know he's straight. What was your modeling?
So I got a gig for Oracle for their annual report, and it was filmed at where photos were taken down at the stadium for the A's. And all I did, I got paid $1,000 to sit and watch baseball for a day.
Wow.
Yeah, and
they
they shot
find you?
photos. That's it.
How'd they find you?
I had been part of an agency.
You were in an agency. You had headshots and everything.
Everything, man.
So you're just sitting there and they're taking pictures of you.
Yeah, yeah. I got paid.
Why don't we?
I don't even think they used it.
Why don't we know things about you?
I know.
Why is
like,
there always something?
Well, this is you never asked. That's why.
Very direct.
I don't need to ask you. You know everything about me.
I'm volunteering it now.
Wow. Dude. What else have you done?
Man, we
Doug?
learn things.
Oh, I've done all
the
kinds
time,
of things.
Yeah.
What, really?
You ever a dancer?
Never. Never a dancer.
What else?
Yeah.
What
Never a
else
dancer.
obscure have you been paid for? Yeah.
What's the weirdest job you've done, Doug?
Yeah, like what's the weirdest?
What's the weirdest way you ever made money?
Even $5, I don't care.
Yeah, no, never a dancer. I did teach kindergarten. You knew
I knew that.
Yeah. So that's kind of.
Did you try modeling ever?
I didn't try, but I did have pictures.
Oh, you did?
I did, and they're embarrassing. They're really embarrassing.
They're not as embarrassing as some of the ones I have.
Well, no, but I don't know if yours are out there on the internet.
Oh no, yeah, no.
No, I got.
I will never let out on the internet some of the stuff I took.
Real embarrassing one, dude.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I made the mistake of like
Now everyone's gonna find it.
letting a professional photographer, who by the way specializes in boudoir, go let her go. Like, okay, you lead me. I'm open. I'll do whatever. And
That's the one where you're.
They had a swing.
Where you're
this I've let the swing out, so you can imagine what's not out. You know
Wasn't there one where you're like hugging a teddy bear? Or
bro,
something?
I was naked in a bush, dog. like naked in a bush.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Why?
Yes.
Why though?
Maybe if we get famous enough and I need some money, I'll sell it for like crazy money. Just let it out.
Call that the Homer Simpson.
It's like a reverse version of that. I'm hugging forward into a bush.
How did she sell that?
Hugging the bush.
I sold her because I had a previous. Remember, I tell the story about
You're naked and just hugging,
bro.
Were you actually naked?
There's
though?
more than that. So
Wow.
So you know the book picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the book picture, the story behind that is that was my best friend who was a landscape photographer.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
And this was before Mind Pump even. And I was learning about Instagram, and this was this period of time where I realized that a lot of the people that were in the fitness space they were getting professional photos of themselves. Yeah. And so I hit my boy up, my best friend up, and I go, and he's a really good landscape photographer. I said, hey, I need to do this like photo shoot. Would you do it for me? He's like, well, what kind of photo shoot? And I'm like, well, kind of fitnessy, sexy-ish, kind of, and he's like, you mean like your shirt's off and stuff like that? I was like, yeah, kind of like that. And he's like, oh, okay. he's like best friend, you know what I'm saying? You tell you just want to do it.
He's like, thanks.
And I get to his house and he's got the stuff set up and he's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like,
So
I'm not the photographer, right? Dude,
what if I was naked in the bush?
Hey, bro, most awkward, like.
Died,
So he took those photos.
No.
Oh,
so
okay.
But what's great about this, and I should give him the credit. He's never done anything like this, and I've got a couple photos that have been picked up on the internet and stuff and used, and at least 3 of his are those, and they're just these random shots. And not really crazy boudoir shots.
Just shirt off.
Yeah, shirt off.
Straddling the chair one.
Dumping water on myself. There's some
That's a little bit.
Yeah, there's some stuff like that. Right.
God,
and it was
hot
just
here, dude.
hey, best friend and I are like, just mortified. Both, you know what I'm saying? Just I don't think we talked at all, and for a while, it was just,
couldn't even look him in the
it
eye.
was like it was just an awkward month after that. You know what I'm saying? And so that one gets of his gets picked up. It gets picked up for a romance novel, and I got paid for it. And I literally just gave him the money. I said, "Hey, bro, you deserve
Good
this."
job.
Yeah, I'm saying here you go I'll never put you through that again. But it was so awkward because I had to really come up with the ideas, and I don't have a photographer eye or anything like that, and so I still was on this plan of I need to create all these photos to try and attract attention on Instagram early days. And so I know somebody who does really, really good photos here in the Bay Area. In fact, she's shot a lot of stuff for us, and she specializes in boudoir, but she does everything, family photos, everything. She did those photos I have of Max and me and Katrina. Sure. Those are her. She's incredible, right? And so her name's T, and I call her up and I say, hey, T, I said, tell her what I'm trying to do for the business and stuff, or what's not a business, trying to build a business and trying to gain followers on Instagram. And so I need to have all these photos. I need a whole bunch of them, and have with me as you want, whatever you want to do. And she's like, cool. She's excited because she's a photographer. She does all this stuff. And And I just agreed to myself that like, okay, I'll just do whatever she says.
Wow, this is how a lot of bad stories start. You ever hear these stories? So vulnerable. How'd you get into the industry? I just did what they wanted.
Yeah. Oh man.
So the bush one.
So
was she like, hey, get in the bush?
She's like, okay, I have this idea. Hank, just trust me. And I'm like, I do. Whatever you want. She's like, okay. She's like, you know, you're gonna be naked, but you won't. The way I'll shoot it, you won't see everything or like that. And I'm like, okay, you know. And so she has me like, it's a big giant bush,
and you're outside,
and I'm outside. Yeah, well, it's in a kind of a private property area, of course, right? So
I hope so.
But I'm like this. If this is the bush right here, I'm like into the bush. You know, and she's like shooting from this way, and I remember that was like the I had already done.
Now, what's your inner dialogue at this point?
What the fuck are you doing? You're never gonna share this. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna share this. So, but I was like,
so great.
You know, it's I don't know. You know, I get you guys. We're big on we're professionals in our era, and one of the things my favorite when I have a client is just like, hey, I think we should do it this way. I think that, but you're the professional.
This is your thing.
Your thing. I trust you, and I mean, I love that. I love, like, let me do your thing. And so I had that attitude of like, listen, I by no means think I know what is a good shot or what will do well or whatever. It's like, you're the professional, and I know she's good at what she does. So tell me what to do. And I'm just like,
was Katrina with you? Or are you by yourself?
No, Katrina was there. Yeah, of course, Katrina's loving it.
Yeah,
She was like, oh yeah, that's hot.
Hug the bush.
Yeah. Have him take more off.
He's
He's super comfortable with himself.
Oh no, mine's not that bad. Mine's definitely not.
Oh yeah, no, mine are bad.
I took my photos because I was getting really fit, and I just wanted to document it. But there's some of them that are just like, hey, look into the camera like you're sexy. And so I made
those are like all of
such
mine.
a goofy, you know.
I'm like behind like like a chain link fence and I'm like looking through it.
Let me in.
I've got one. I did post one a long time ago that was for Valentine's Day. I'm holding like a metal heart.
Oh my God.
It's just so oh man. I mean what
hella followers from that one.
Oh God. You know what? So remember when I talked about before we started this, I went through a transition on Instagram, and I always try and tell people that we help that like building a business. Like, I mean, I took off like a rocket ship with stuff like that. Like the amount of engagement and comments on my page.
But you wouldn't recommend that's how you build your.
No, and so that's my point. I'm going to say. So I had to go through this transition of like building my page of. Yeah. I mean, the attention I was getting was all the wrong attention.
Yeah.
It was like, it was not for my fitness knowledge.
Yeah.
Even though I would sprinkle that in there too, like I would be teaching.
They weren't liking it for the fitness.
They were like, when's the next half naked photo coming? That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? And that was like how it was growing.
JoJo baby approach.
So so I had all this attention, but I couldn't convert it into business. And so that's when I bailed on all of that stuff. And then it was just like value. And then my numbers went way down. But the people,
the conversion,
that were engaging were like, hey, is that right? Or is this really helpful? Or what would you do? And they were asking about nutrition and fitness and the stuff that was helpful.
Do you think it would have been crazy had it turned into a successful monetary business? Would you have been put in a position where you're like, ooh, I keep going in this direction?
Well, I mean, you could argue that it was having somewhat success. Yeah. It just it was having way more of the other stuff. You know, it was like I get.
So even before that, you were like, I don't like this.
Oh, I didn't like any of it. Yeah. I mean, I it was a discipline thing for me. It's like, I'm going to go do this thing. Listen, not to offend everybody that's on social media and stuff like that, but I used to literally say, like, I wasn't on Instagram, I wasn't on Facebook, I wasn't on any of those things. I was like, I have friends in real life. I don't need to get online. That was literally my thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Someone would be like, hey, do you have a Facebook? I'm like, no, I have real friends. That was like my attitude, right? It was only because at that time, and we're talking back 17 plus years, I started to meet people that were young 20-year-old kids that had built a following of 10,000 people, which is not very many. You know, it was a lot then, but 10,000 people on Facebook, and were running 6-figure plus businesses off that Facebook. Yeah. And I was like, and I'd heard of that, but once I met somebody, I was like, you did that? And that really? And then I was interested. And then it was like, okay, I'll do this. Let's and try and figure this out. And so that was a lot of me not knowing anything of what I was doing, trying to figure it out, and thank God I found out that's not a good pathway.
Have you ever done anything model wise, Justin?
No.
Really?
No.
Nothing. No, except for that one time you accidentally sent us yourself.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
That was just for my wife.
Top 5 mind pump moments.
Oh God!
Did we talk about that? We did. Bring
Yes,
that
we
up.
did.
Yeah.
Right afterwards.
So great.
I was so.
And we were good about it, bro.
Dude,
we didn't rip into
I was
at dinner
so
or
embarrassed,
nothing.
but like at the same time, it was so funny. That,
And you're
like,
so lucky it wasn't worse.
Oh, I know.
It was so lucky it was PG. it was PG
He
13.
took a picture to send to his wife, but sent it to our group text.
Yes. And it was like a sexy in the mirror picture, but
with shirt off.
with a shirt off, but not. But it's just like
She
I'm thinking.
appreciates
And immediately
we're all
at dinner-
guilty of probably sending our wives a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So it could have been really bad if
Yeah.
it was something like that.
Well, we were
Well,
at-
she was there too, so
Yeah.
it was like, it just because it tagged photos and like I had like the group and like
Yeah.
I was sending you guys something else and it just added that one in.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
And we're at dinner, and we were good, dude. We had your back because we saw it, and we could have totally ripped into you at dinner
Oh,
for
my
everybody.
God.
But we all just looked at each other like, "We'll save this for later."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did take pictures for my website, for
Yeah.
business, but like
They're
nothing-
professional.
Well, and that's why it's so awkward for me when we do those, right? Because
Yeah.
like I just like I don't even know what to do with my hands and my face, like anything, dude. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, dude. I know. I'm not even like a flexing guy,
Hey,
I don't even know
like
that.
anything else, there's an art to that stuff,
Yeah,
dude.
there's-
I ain't
Sure.
good at it either.
No.
There's people that they just. I mean, we've had them. We've had
Yeah.
so many models. We've hired so many people to come in and shoot photos and videos for all.
That's
of
what
our,
they do.
And there's a clear difference. Remember when we had what's her name? That's like a professional model that we had that we used a lot. I remember I liked her a lot. You brought her from Santa Cruz. What's her
Oh
name?
yeah. Oh my god.
Can't think of her name right now.
That's all right.
No, I
So,
can't.
anyways,
Kendra.
Kendra,
Thank
shout
you.
out to Kendra. I mean, she was like, I think at that when we were always like, what we used a lot was like fans that were in the show that also kind of like dabbled in model, but she was like the first like professional model,
Yeah.
like somebody who like made a living off of modeling that we brought in.
It was a clear
and I
difference.
remember
very easy to work
all
with
the
her.
editors were like, oh my God.
No, she just knew every angle and
how
like,
to-
the way to look at the camera, the way to position her body. Like and half of that is like it's awkward because when you're directing it, it's like you got to kind of like stop and adjust them.
Especially when you don't know.
Yeah,
You know?
and like I could see, like that's the funny part is I could see it in other people, but like for me to replicate that, it just doesn't.
Right. That's not your craft,
Yeah,
right? You're not,
that's
but you could totally tell when she'd get on.
But I
like,
could look and see it.
She could she'd be sitting there, the camera guys would be getting all their stuff and we'd be talking to her about how she stuff like that. And they'd be like, okay, we're shooting this shot. And then she would like literally, her face would change, her body posture would change. And it'd be like, da-da-da-da, like 10 shots we shot. And they would be like amazing. You're like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
like there's people that
Yeah.
can just do that,
Yeah,
We're not that.
because one thing to just look at, but
No.
to present yourselves different.
No, Justin does that. His famous pose in the pictures, like he instantly like, I'm gonna do
This is the job of
You
the
don't even look
hunt,
like that
dude.
normally. What are you doing?
So, I know. So I always get so angry. I'm like, no, this is a bad representation.
That's great. Yeah. Adam, are those the new Vuori
Seaside.
I have black pair. They're the most
I've got
soft,
I've
comfy.
got every color,
Soft,
but
comfy,
they're green.
They're
They
the
have
they're,
right now.
so they're Vuori Seaside.
Yeah, that's their Seaside line.
They are so.
I have the black,
soft.
that and the
My
sweatshirt. So,
favorite.
Bro, they're just like,
One
it's
of
like
my
wearing a
have
soft blanket.
They have you try their sweater that goes
try the
with it.
sweatshirt that
did.
goes with
The
it?
sweatshirt
Oh, yeah.
that goes with it is like super. I didn't get that with the blue ones, but yeah, I have the blue, the black, and then my favorite are the I think it's I don't know what color they call it, but it's like a sand color.
Yeah.
Or
They
like-
just keep coming out. They have it. So I bought Jessica a sweater from there, but it's not like a athleisure wear. It's like
no, isn't it? You and I
the
commented
white one.
when we were in there
Yeah.
shooting our last shoot with them. They have really expanded like the styles.
yeah.
Like,
into like
Their winter
like,
stuff's my favorite too because it's
Me too.
like,
But
yeah,
it's
I
like
love-
not athleisure wear. Some of the stuff now. Now
No.
some of the stuff is like you'll just wear this. Out,
Yeah.
and it's
No, I mean they have flannels and cool vests. Like no, they've really grown beyond just. I mean, they remember when they started. I mean, Joe could correct me if I'm wrong, but like I really felt like they were the answer to Lululemon men.
Yeah.
Because Lululemon took off like crazy. But it was, of course, the yoga pants for women. It became a you know, it's a historic time in fashion, right? Like they created that space, right? Athleisure wear. But they put very little energy towards the men's section. And I remember I used to buy some of the stuff and it didn't fit me right. I didn't really care for it much. And Viore really addressed that. And Viore went hard. Joe went really hard, founder of Viore, went really hard on, we're going to address like men athleisure wear. And they crushed it. And then they really started, then they moved over into the women's space, crushed that. And now they've like grown outside of just athleisure wear.
I like their yoga pants better for my wife than the Lulu. Way.
That sounded creepy, but
they look.
Seriously,
my wife really?
No, I mean, same.
I like it on your wife too. Whoa.
Yeah. No, you know what? I'm always trying to sell my wife on the tennis skirts, and she's always like, "When am I going to wear this?" And I'm like,
"I have ideas.
I'll find reasons."
I'm thinking about picking up tennis.
Yeah, exactly. I'll pick it up just for that,
dude. I got to tell you guys about the craziest article I read. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is a case, I believe. I want to say it's in the UK. I'm going to pull it up. It is. It's a UK woman. Check this out. So a woman, obviously not mentally well, 32-year-old woman, goes on these like fetish websites and was looking for someone because her fantasy was to be murdered, tortured, and murdered.
What?
Dismembered, tortured, and murdered. And she was looking for someone that would engage in this with her. She found someone, this man killed her, and now he's on trial. So this is, and the evidence, all the evidence is like she voluntarily did it. She wanted it. This was her thing.
Doesn't matter.
Obviously, it doesn't matter. But my point with this is such a good extreme example of how human reason falls apart without this objective morality. Because I could reason and say she's consensual. This is her body. It's her choice. She wants it.
They're not even role playing. They went all the way through, huh?
She went and he did exactly that.
She traveled to Florida to do this.
She flew all the way to Florida for this.
Freaking nuts.
How crazy is that?
That is wild.
Isn't that wild? Wow. So now here's where I'm going to make this sound even wilder, because you have now assisted suicide.
Yeah, I was going to say
all over the world. Can you look up, Doug, in Canada?
Look at the Canadians.
How many Canadians have now been essentially put to death medically? Yeah. It's actually an alarming number. Yeah, I think it's like 2,000 or something like that. If I'm not, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, what happened to the pushback with that? It's like, it's for some reason all of a sudden now this became like, oh, this is a great option.
Boy, in 2023, 15,343 Canadians
15,000
received medical assistance in dying.
Medically assisted.
Now, how many?
What a weird like this is. It's wild that we're doing this.
Now, what percentage though of those people are like vegetables and that are like,
when you're unresponsive, that's not considered assisted suicide.
Okay.
Assisted suicide is consensual.
Conscious.
Like they're
it's me saying I have this terminal disease, or I'm always in pain, or I'm depressed.
Yeah, it's mainly, a lot of it's mental.
Some of because I know that they opened the floodgates and essentially are like, if you are extremely mentally tormented or depressed, that now will qualify. So what does that say there, Doug?
Yeah, so since they started this in 2016, there's been over 60,000.
This is wild, you guys. This is wild. This is human reason gone craziness because there's no objective morality. Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's accounted for 4.7% of all deaths.
This is what?
In Canada, yeah.
This is crazy. Doug, look up the reasons. What would qualify you for assisted suicide?
Well, so they say 96% of them had grievous and irredeemable medical conditions.
Yeah, well, what's that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that could be AIDS.
Cancer was the most common.
Cancer that you could live with for 20 or 30 years.
Okay, just still
like how.
Yeah, look up.
Like, is it like you're at stage 4 cancer and you got maybe months to live, and you're like, I don't want to go through these last 4 months.
But also, it's like. And again, if we try to reason this with human reason,
well,
it could go
I'm
crazy.
trying just to play devil's advocate, right? I'm not like by any means. I'm trying to think like where does this kind of make sense or understanding, like where you could see that, like stage 4 cancer of terminal cancer is a gnarly last couple months. Here's the deal: dude.
If you had terminal, if one of you guys had some terminal illness and it's like you're suffering, and you're looking at me and you're like, bro, just help me kill myself. You know what I'm gonna tell you? No.
Yeah.
No, bro. No. If you want to do that to yourself. Yeah, I don't want you to. You could do this to yourself, but I'm not going to help you do this.
No, I wouldn't.
This is crazy to me.
Well, I believe in miracles.
So here are the main reasons: illness related, so physical pain, nausea, other forms of suffering,
nausea,
serious incurable illness, disease, or disability. The second one is loss of ability, so loss of the ability to perform activities of daily living or engage in enjoyable and meaningful activities. The third one is fear of future suffering. The fear of what the future may hold.
Yeah, that would be like the cancer. That would be like the stage 4 cancer.
And psychological suffering. Isn't that always what happens when people commit suicide? Isn't there always psychological suffering when someone tries to kill themselves?
Yeah.
And now we're legalizing it and making it. I mean, I guess it's. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it'd be interesting on the process they have to go through to get approved. Like how easy is it? Is it like I just got to come in and be like,
well, if 60,000 people are doing it, it's got to be.
You just got to know the right words, to get what you want.
It's got
to be, yeah.
And I almost feel like it's kind of sold. Yeah. Like if you think, hey, listen, we have this option, and you go to sleep, you don't wake up, it's painless. I mean, terrible.
That's wild.
Again, we got to be careful with. This is where like you need. This is just evidence. There's so much more evidence of this, but you need you need to believe in in an ultimate power, because that's where you'll get your objective morality. If we rely on ourselves, human reasoning goes crazy. Mm-hmm. We could rationalize so much insanity, because I can make an argument right now. I could sit here right now, make an argument that it's your life, it's your body, you can decide to kill yourself. And if you want someone else to do it and they agree to do it, then it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It says they shelved it, Doug?
I don't think so. This isn't 2024.
This is the same argument they use for
let me double check that.
Reducing the population. And
yes.
It's like, okay, so where?
And how much you want to bet that that's part of the argument, that they're like, it's a strain on the medical system?
Yeah, this is good for climate change. And this is good for, the medical care because it's cheaper. And, it's just all these rational, like.
It's crazy.
They use this weird morality behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So it does sound like they shelved the medically assisted dying for people with mental illness.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's a lot of people.
That's so many. That's alarming as hell.
Yeah, to me, that's just wild. That would be sad if I had a family member that wanted to do that, and then I find out, the doctor did it for him. Oh, yeah, horrible.
Furious.
Anyway. Running on ketones gives you sharper thought process. It's good for your brain, improves verbal fluency, makes you feel good. But what if you don't want to be on a ketogenic diet? Well, you could try taking exogenous ketones. My favorite company is Ketone IQ. Take a little bit of that. Instant ketones, instant focus. Go check them out. Go to ketone.com/mind pump. On that link, you can get 30% off your subscription. Here comes the show. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by Mind Pump Fitness Coaching. This is the #1 course that teaches trainers and coaches how to build sustainable 6-figure plus businesses and careers in fitness. Look, it's roundtable based, so you can hear Adam, Justin, and myself teaching you how to build a better business, get more leads, close more deals, close bigger deals, and be more effective trainers. By the way, our course is nationally recognized. In fact, it gives you 1.9 CEUs with or for your NASM certification. Find out more at mindpumpfitnesscoaching.com.
Our first caller is Matt from New York.
What's up, Matt?
What's happening?
What's going on, Matt?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Good. How can we help you?
Right.
Doing very well. First, I just wanted to give the obligatory thank you for everything you guys do. My brother-in-law, he actually introduced me to you guys 4 years ago and haven't missed an episode since then. So
thanks.
Thank you. I'm actually now at the point where I went back to start listening, like from the beginning.
Oh, God.
Absolute gems there. I don't know if you guys have played these back, but it's so cool to hear like you forecasting what you're going to do to grow the business, and basically how much of that has come true.
That's
Very,
cool.
very, very cool.
Awesome.
I appreciate
However, there is one thing that I need to bring to your attention. Doug, I apologize in advance. You are going to absolutely hate me for this.
that. Oh.
I'm up to episode 261. At the 5-minute and 15-second mark, Adam says, and I quote, "We eventually will build a Mind Pump gym, and when that day comes, you can hold me to this. I will make Doug rollerblade in tights, and we will video it."
No way we said that.
I had no
Oh, we
idea.
were so
Yes,
making your
we're
ass
doing
do that, bro.
So I just wanted to throw that
Thank
out
you for
there.
reminding us.
Wow. I don't
Adam,
even, yeah.
Adam, I know you're a man of your word, so there you go.
Oh, yes.
Matt, I don't like you.
Sorry, yeah.
Dude,
Sorry,
I
Doug, I know that you
Well,
said
that's-
to stick
that's
to the
easy.
email.
That should be easy.
Yeah, I know you said
He
to
does
stick
it
to the
anyway.
email. If I put that in there, you probably would have blocked me.
Wow, dude. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
What a
now to
gem.
my question.
Send them all the
I'm
programs.
currently bulking, and I have a goal of adding 1 inch to my arms. According to my research, it looks like I need to gain roughly 10 to 20 pounds to do that. So 32 years old, 5'11", 185 pounds. My nutrition has been dialed. Currently eating 3,000 calories and been increasing roughly a half to 1 pound per week. For the training, I was thinking of running aesthetic. Most recently, I've run MAPS 15 and powerlift. I just did phase 1, day 1, and it took me an hour and a half. So this is not a problem for me to do on the weekend, but for days 2 and 3, I don't have that kind of time during the week. I wake up at 4 a.m. to get to the gym by 5 and need to be out of there by 5:45, 6. So working out in the evening is also not an option. I wanted to know what's the best way to modify the program, either splitting it up the days that I can't do fully, or just doing the compound lifts for the foundational days, then doing the focus session on biceps and back, as those are my main lagging body parts. And then just really quick, after aesthetic, my plans to run symmetry, as I know I'm going to need to do some mobility work, running from 15 to powerlift to aesthetic. So appreciate the guidance in advance.
What do you think about MAPS Anabolic Advanced instead of aesthetic?
Yeah, that would be good. And aesthetics a lot of volume, dude.
It
For
is.
most people,
It's really bodybuilding
Yeah. No, I
inspired.
know. Yeah.
It's really bodybuilding inspired, like having that kind of time to lift in the gym.
you could also just do aesthetic and cut the sets down by a third. So when it asks for 3, 4 sets, you do 2, and do something like that, or cut out an exercise. I like cutting the sets down.
I mean, I like just giving a MAPS Anabolic Advanced.
Yeah, anabolic advance would be good too. Do you have that program?
No, I don't. What does that look like? Is it also 3 days a week?
Anabolic advanced is 4 days a week, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
How many days a week do you want to go to the gym?
I actually like being in the gym every single day. So like the plan right now is, I would do like the foundational days if I'm able to do a full one,
Yeah.
and then do the focus session on the other day. And then I do like recovery. So I'll go and do mobility for a little bit or do sauna or something like that. So I like to be in the gym every single day, not necessarily need to work out every single day.
So you've done traditional MAPS anabolic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the other thing you can do.
He could do a blend
Yeah, you could also do MAPS anabolic,
With
traditional,
with focus days.
with focus days in between on the arms.
Yeah.
And I would have you ever done occlusion training for your arms?
No.
Oh,
What's that?
that'll give you a 1/4 inch on your arms like
Tie off.
in weeks.
Yeah. Up at the shoulder.
Let me send you our occlusion guide. And then here's what you do. At the end of one of your workouts, not all of them, but one of them, you're going to do a few sets of occlusion for your biceps and triceps. And that'll add a 1/4 inch fast.
So you got the breakdown here, right? So you're going to basically go back to anabolic, but then instead of trigger days, you'll have focus days. So
That's
instead
where
of,
you go and do a light workout for biceps and triceps.
so literally take from the MAPS Aesthetic focus day program and make that your trigger days on MAPS Anabolic. So run MAPS Anabolic as laid out, but now add in focus days instead of trigger days. And then we're going to send the occlusion guide for you. And then like Sal's saying, just one of the days, end your workout with an occlusion.
Like a few sets of
crazy
occlusion.
pump. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Awesome.
And if
That sounds great.
you find yourself getting burnt out, cut it down a little bit. But that's it.
Okay.
You feed yourself well. I mean, that should
You should
do
be
the trick.
okay. Even that's less volume than aesthetic that
Yeah,
we just
aesthetic's a lot of
prescribed. So
volume.
that's it. And then keep going with
Yeah.
what you're doing diet wise. Just keep trying to creep up a couple hundred, calories every couple weeks to feed the growth. But it sounds like you're doing really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was sensing that with aesthetic. I mean, just doing the first day was like an hour and a half. The second day was also an hour and a half. Third day took me like an hour 15. And I don't think there's any way I could keep up with that with like the amount of limited availability I have in the morning.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's
aesthetics
a
a
lot.
lot
It's a
of
big
volume.
commitment.
It is. Yeah. This is perfect.
Okay.
This is perfect. And then I like your idea after that to go to symmetry, like you said. I think that's good advice.
Mm-hmm.
So run the anabolic with the focus days, we'll send the occlusion guide, and then after that, do symmetry. You have symmetry?
I do. Yep.
Okay, good. You're set
good.
then. Okay. All right,
Awesome.
dude. Yeah, bro. Right
Thanks,
on.
fellas. I appreciate it.
I'll make
got
sure
it,
to get
man.
that video
Right
of Doug
on.
in his
Rollerblades.
rollerblades.
Yep, it's happening.
Yeah, I'm sorry again, Doug. I appreciate it, though.
Hey, good looking out, man.
That'll be a good Christmas present.
See you, man.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Did he say episode 260 something?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
That's cool.
I don't remember it either.
That we.
It's documented though.
I mean,
It's documented. Well, you have to find
it
it
was
before I do
said-
anything like that. I don't know if I agreed to it either.
Thanks for edit it.
Yeah, he may have just thrown that out there. And, yeah.
That's cool that he said that we said we would do a bunch of things that we did. Now I'm like curious to see.
I know.
Well, of course we did. You know,
We did
you remember?
forecast
I
a
never
lot.
remember some of it.
Early on, one of the things I enjoyed that we did was we talked to the
Speculate.
audience about the business moves. I remember telling them about turning down sponsors and that no, we're not going to work with just any company. And
I remember the conversations around being a media company and us just really only having a podcast at that point.
Yeah.
Not having any other media or even doing white label for partners.
yeah,
like that.
no. It'd be
That's
interesting to hear some of the stuff that
Yeah, that's
some of the stuff we got.
But
way wrong.
occlusion training, just for people listening, like this is this is one of the fastest ways I've ever added size to my arms and calves.
Yep.
Like it's pretty remarkable.
Low impact. Too.
Very, very remarkable. We give it a shot. See what
It's
happens.
super remarkable. It's almost. I remember how tempting it was to replace traditional.
It won't do that.
I mean, it was that good though that it tempts you to like,
Yep.
oh, maybe I'll just do this,
Yep.
and then you just do that, and then you notice that like but adding it just that
At
little
the right amount.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our next caller is Sandy from Texas.
Hi, Sandy.
How you doing, Sandy?
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet y'all.
Yeah. How can we help you?
Okay, so do you want me to read my question?
Yeah. Whatever's easier for you.
Okay, and I want to say thank you for taking my question. I listen to y'all all the time, and I've learned a lot from you. I don't know, probably the last couple of years I've listened to you.
Thank you.
So, my name is Sandy, and I wanted to get your feedback on an issue I'm facing. I've been working out seriously for about 10 years. I'm sure more than that. I'm 59 now. When I was like 48, 49, one of my bucket list things was to do a bodybuilding competition, figure. So I started out by doing the bodybuilding.com workouts. Back then. And I got really great results. I also followed macros. I was like crazy about that. And I hired various trainers who taught me a lot as well. I've loved bodybuilding even when I was younger, but I never really was seriously into it. I would consider myself an active person throughout my whole life. Fast forward to the competition, I hired a coach, and looking back, he was one of those people I think who would rather I would have been on PEDs. He had me doing some things that I would never do now. Tons of cardio, probably too much. I would question him, and he didn't like that. I did do the competition, but I was way too lean. I was 8% body fat. I looked terrible, to be honest. I did a second show the next year with a different trainer. I looked better, but still not good enough. I was probably about 12% body fat. So now I'm 59, and for the last year, just losing focus on training. I started HRT recently, and it was like the beginning of September, to try to help out with the way I've been feeling. I was dealing with a lot of fatigue, but then I thought maybe it's because I'm not working out a lot anymore. I probably took a good 5-6 months where I didn't work out. I'm still active, I was still active, but nowhere near what I was doing before. My fiance, we would work out together all the time, but he struggles a lot with stress, sleep, and injuries. We did invest in a home gym, but I like going to a gym more than having a home gym, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But he likes it because it's way more convenient for him. So right now I'm currently at 140 and I'm guessing 23% body fat. And the needle does not move. I've been 140 probably for the last 2-3 years. I eat right, I track and work out, but nothing happens. Maybe 1 or 2 pounds. I want to be 130 and 16% body fat by May of next year for our wedding. What can I do? How can I make my body respond? Is it my age? And then I sent you a couple of pictures from 10 years ago.
Okay.
Where are your macros at right now?
Well, right now I got them set at 1,800 calories, 128 protein, 170 carbs, and 57 fat.
We need a reverse diet.
Yeah.
We need to go up. You gotta go up.
Your calories are low, but let's back up for a second. Let's talk about healthy and fit. Okay. You want to get down to 16% body fat,
Which is unhealthy.
for your wedding when you're 59?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a good place to be. First of all, that's not a good place to be for a 20-year-old, let alone someone who's 59. So you're going to place yourself in a pretty unhealthy place to get down to 16% body fat. You want to live as a fit, healthy person. You want to live in the low 20s. That's going to give you the best immunity. It's going to give you the best hormone response, the best energy, the best strength. And objectively, you'll look your best. Although what you consider what probably looks good is probably distorted because of your involvement in bodybuilding, that whole space, which I understand because I can be the same way. But the reason why the needle is not moving is because you're in a good place. Now, if you want the needle to move, the direction I would move is to build strength, and that's the metric that I would measure. I wouldn't look at body composition because your body if you're sitting at the low 20s at your age and all that, you're crushing it. You're doing very, very well. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
If you're 16% at 60 and you get injured or sick, you're in a bad place. You're not in a good place at all. Because 16% is it's not a good body fat percentage to be at if anything happens. So just to put it differently. But 21 to 24% fit, strong, fed, like excellent. And you'll be able to keep that for a very, very long time.
Your body's holding though where it's at because you're so low calorie though. 1,800 calories, if you're active and you're lifting weights, is not a lot of calories.
How many days a week are you working out right now?
Well, I've switched to 4 days a week because I can't do 5, 6, 7 days anymore.
Yeah.
It's just too much. So I switched to 4, and that's working out for me now because it's been about 3 months since I wrote the letter. And since I've been on my HRT, which started in September, I've also added testosterone, and I have noticed a difference.
Yeah, you will.
In my strength.
Be careful though, because that's an outside signal that's telling you that. That's not you necessarily being that much healthier. So you add testosterone to somebody who's not in the healthiest of place, they will feel better. So I would rather see you at 3 times a week, like a MAPS anabolic, and then I'm going to bump your calories to 2,000 plus calories.
Your body's going to respond so well.
It will.
You have so much muscle. You're lifting weights 4 days a week. At 1,800 calories, I'm surprised you're able to do that still, and you're probably not feeling great. Well, I know you're not feeling great because your calories are so low. I mean, I would bump you automatically 250 calories a day, and drop your training. But if that's too much for you all at once, then keep 4 days a week and just bump 250 with your calories. Get your fat up. 57 grams for a woman is low, especially one that strength trains. Bump your fat up, and then watch how you feel. Watch your strength. I wouldn't be surprised if you got leaner.
Bail on the scale too, because I don't really care about where your scale goes right now because we're going to build some muscle. So we're going to go up and maybe on the scale 1 or 2 pounds, but it's going to be muscle and your metabolism will get faster, now, which will eventually lean you out.
Now
too.
Let's pause for a second, Sandy, because you just heard what we had to say, which is right. I'm confident that it's right. But how does what I'm saying and what Adam's saying feel? Because I can see right now in your body that something's happening.
Some reserves.
Yeah, what's going on? How you feeling?
Well, I do feel good. And trust me, I don't always eat 1,800 calories. I'm sure there's days I eat 2,000. It's not often because I can't eat. I've never eaten that much food.
Yeah.
So, but but I do feel good.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You just
Sandy,
told me you didn't.
you don't know what you feeling really good feels
No.
like yet. You're adapted to what you feel.
Yeah, but I'm not going to. No, stop right there. We have you on recording. You just told us you don't feel good. Are you scared? What are you scared of? What are you afraid of? Bump your calories up to 2,200 calories. What do you think is going to happen?
It'll look like I might be uncomfortable in my own, like, I don't like to look like I weigh a lot.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So let's pause, okay? You think you're going to gain a lot of body fat?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think you're going to gain a lot of body fat, but then you're also maybe going to be uncomfortable. One of those is going to happen for sure. That's the uncomfortable part. The body fat's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you go up 250 calories, you're not going to blow up.
No.
That's not going to happen.
Doesn't work that way.
It's physiologically impossible anyway, but it's not going to happen.
Especially if you're
sure.
lifting weights. If you're lifting weights, that ain't happening.
But the uncomfortable part, you're gonna feel for sure. But I'm gonna strengthen you a little bit right now. Okay, you like lifting weights. You like being uncomfortable, so long as you agree to it. So you probably like lifting weights because it changes your body. It's a challenge. It's the discipline, right? We love that. We love that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add some more discomfort to what you're doing to challenge that part of you? Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay. Because
I want to see a change.
Okay. I want you to bump your calories, and I want you to get comfortable being uncomfortable with it because it's going to feel like a lot of food. You're going to question the hell out of it.
Sandy, are you open to working with somebody?
Like a trainer?
Like one of our trainers?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I do enjoy learning from other people.
It's not just
reverse.
It's just not that. It's that what we're asking you to do is real easy for us to say on a call real quick and hang up. But
a lot of conversations.
But the uncomfortable part when you're going through it is what is really difficult. And just having a coach who you're checking in with on a regular basis that's reminding you that you're doing the right thing, you're doing a good job, when your head is getting in your own way and you're going, I don't think you lack the discipline. I don't think you lack the smarts. I think you've been in this world long enough to get macros idea, to understand that. I think psychologically it'll be the most difficult part, and the most valuable part of the coach isn't necessarily teaching you new stuff, but it's getting you out of your own way. Is why I want you to work with one of our coaches.
Okay. Yeah, because I've already tried not weighing myself. That always made me so disappointed. Yeah. Like, gosh, I'm doing everything else right. Why? And I'm busting myself up about a scale.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Sandy, how would you like to have a relationship with this where it's not stressful? Like, you love it, but imagine if we got rid of the stress. How would you like that?
Well, yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
It's there. If you trust us.
It's there. It's going to take, though, and here's what will happen. You trust the coach. Mm-hmm. You just trust the coach. You go with it through the discomfort, through all the you're questioning it, and it feels wrong, and I don't know. But then once you start to see what happens and you feel the transformation, which will take a second, then it's not going to be as hard anymore, because then you'll be like, okay, I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then the longer you stay with it, the more revelating it's going to become. And then this whole thing's going to change for you.
The only other thing I worry about is like holidays, and what if I don't do my diet 100% right? Like,
okay.
Good timing.
I stress about those things.
No. Good timing.
Yes.
It's good timing right now. We're going to reverse diet with holidays.
Calories. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is the best time to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're in a good place.
Okay. And I've never reverse dieted, so I don't even know what to do.
That's right. That's why. Don't worry. If you promise me that you'll trust our coaches to do it, they've all been trained by us. Okay. So they know what to do with you. If you just trust us, we'll take care of you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll try that.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to have you back on in 3 months, Sandy.
That's
We're
right.
going to have you back on here, and you know what you're going to tell me? Oh my God, that was so hard. That was so, but oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I feel
What
so
a
good.
difference.
Yeah. You guys were right. That's what's going to happen. In 3 months, we're going to have you back on.
Okay.
All right.
Stick
deal.
with it.
We have one of
All
our
right.
trainers call you.
Do it.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you so much.
You got it. She's terrified.
Yes, she
Yeah,
is.
oh, yeah.
That's why she has. I hope she doesn't bail on
I can tell as I'm talking to her, she's like,
Yeah. Well, you hear she's never reverse dieted.
Yeah.
Listen, I need people to understand this right
Hasn't
now.
changed in
I
3
need
years.
women to understand this right now. You're working out a lot, 4 days a week with the kind of lifting she's doing. I can guarantee was a lot.
Oh,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a normal life.
She was doing 5 days a week.
She's sitting at 23% body fat, which is great, which is a great body fat. And you're eating 1,800 calories a day. Too low.
You can't
It's
build.
too low.
You can't build on that.
No, you could do that for a short period of time.
Yeah.
But not all the time. And she said, I've never been on a reverse diet. I bet, and she's like, and then here's the other side of it. I want people, and this, you may do this to yourself. She tried to back out of it after she would just told us she didn't feel good. She's like, oh no, but sometimes I hit 2,000 and I feel good. I'm like, no, you just told me you don't.
Yeah.
We like to
Not to
convince
mention
ourselves.
2,000 once in a while is not a surplus.
I bet you it's 1,600 sometimes too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but
It takes discomfort to change.
these are success stories that I love.
Oh no! You take someone like she has got shit. If you saw her pictures, she had great muscle mass.
Oh my
on her.
God.
So you give that girl some calories.
Her muscles are sponges
Spongy, yeah.
waiting for some water,
They need
waiting for those nutrients.
Hungry for it.
It's gonna be
But
awesome.
she's got to bail on the scale because that will mess with her head because she'll probably go up on the scale 5 pounds just building muscle alone.
She's gonna feel
But
uncomfortable.
once she gets
100%.
over that and past that, her fast metabolism, she'll look better than she's ever looked. She'll be eating more than she's ever ate.
And she won't have this crazy stressful relationship with fitness.
Yep, get rid of
We
it.
believe in you, Sandy.
Our next caller is Jason from North Carolina.
What's up, Jason?
How you doing, Jason?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for everything you guys do. I really appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. How can we help you?
Well, I'll give you a little bit of background about me. I'm 44 years old, and when I turned 40, I got really sick. And let me back up a little bit more. Sorry, I grew up as a heavy kid, overweight, and then I ended up as an adult weighing 305 pounds at the age of 20, and I was 5'7". And so I thought, well, I got to do something. So I did exactly what you guys talk about. I restricted my diet, I overtrained, and I got down to about 185 pounds. But by that time, I was eating 1,600 calories a day, working out 6 days a week. So as you can imagine, I started a pattern of gaining and losing. So I was the classic yo-yo dieter. And when I was 40 years old, I was back up to 306, my heaviest ever. And I got really sick. That was 2021. And so I ended up in the hospital with COVID, and it was really bad case. They ended up sedating me for 6 weeks. I was on a ventilator.
Wow.
And when I woke up, I was all out of it, as you can imagine, all kinds of drugs and whatever else. And I remember them weighing me, and it was like 246 pounds. And I thought, well, I lost 60 pounds, but that's not the right way to do it. But, I woke up, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I had to relearn all that stuff, went through severe deconditioning, went through bouts of physical therapy, but eventually I was up and around, got back home, got off oxygen, totally healthy. In fact, I was the only one in that hospital who got that sick who survived. The rest, none of them made it, unfortunately. Wow. And so I credit everything to God. I call it a miracle. Even the doctors and the nurses said, no, Jason, you're a miracle. There was one other guy who made it out alive, but he died last year from complications. And I'm really blessed. I have no lingering symptoms. I'm totally healed. My lungs are back to normal, but I knew I wanted to get back in shape. And so earlier this year, I had been doing, just trying to restrict calories again, trying to go to the gym. And I thought, I got to do it the right way. This isn't going to work. I was sick and tired of yo-yo dieting, as you guys can imagine. You've probably heard it numerous times. And so I remembered seeing Zuby on a show. I said, what was that show Zuby was on where he was talking about breaking the deadlift record, the women's deadlift record? And I was like, wait a minute, that was called Mind Pump. So I'm like, maybe these guys know what they're talking about, because I'd read books and I'd been working out my whole life, but I always fell into that pattern of under-eating and overtraining. And so I started listening to you guys. That was April of this year. So I'm new to the show, but I love it. And I keep trying to listen to as many back episodes as I can. So I started eating more, which was really scary, because you always think, man, I got to eat less if I want to weigh less. I started basically following your example of doing like a reverse diet. And then the scale started coming down. When I started, I was 276. And as of Last week I was 235 and I'm
yeah.
eating more than I've ever eaten, like 3,500 calories a day, 200 grams of protein a day. And so far the scale is still moving down and my strength is still going up. I added 110 pounds to my deadlift, 140 pounds to my squat. So I'm like, I'm seeing all these things happening that you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, is this going to keep going or do I need to change something up? And I guess that's kind of my question. So far, things are still going well, but a couple of rules I'm breaking is I'm in the gym 5 days a week. I do 3 days a week on the big five, and then that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And Tuesday and Thursday, I do arms. So I'm like, well, I don't want to get to a point where I'm overtraining again. So what do you guys think?
I mean, you're doing pretty good. I'll give you a program so you have one of ours that follow. But what you're doing ain't a bad deal at all.
Bad.
I like it.
You're getting stronger. Mix. You're feeding yourself. You feel good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
You're doing great, dude.
What's the calories at right now? Do you know?
Yeah, about 3,500 calories a day.
Yeah, brother.
No, you're killing it.
That's a good amount.
You're killing it, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And I know some people who are not eating as much as me, and they're like, how come you keep getting smaller? I'm like, you got to eat more.
Yeah.
So, but it's scary, especially when you've yo-yo dieted your entire adult life.
For sure.
But I'm like, well, I'll be eating I'll try to do exactly what you guys say too. I got off protein powders. I'm just doing whole natural foods.
Good shit.
Perfect, man. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm chicken, beef, and pork enemy number one because I'm just have their carcasses at my house all the time.
No, man, you're doing great,
You're
dude.
doing so good, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You're doing so good.
I'll send you a program. I'll give you map symmetry. I think you'll like it. Cool. And when you're ready, you can follow that. And then when you're done with that, you can take a look at some of our other programs: MAPS Anabolic Advanced, Performance, Strong, Power Lift.
Why don't we do this, since this is a good time? We'll send them the symmetry, but why don't we line up what you would put them do in the next 2 to 3 in a row? It's a good time right now. You got Black Friday going on. Everything's freaking 60% off anyways. What would you line up his next 4 programs
after symmetry? Power Lift. I like Power Lift for you. Then I like Performance.
After that, then go to something like MAPS Anabolic Advanced.
Anabolic Advanced. And then, so we just gave you like a year.
That'll keep you busy for the next year. Like that order right there.
Yep.
So
well, I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, you got it, dude. And keep going in the direction you're going. You feel good.
Feel great.
The challenge when you're crushing it is what you just expressed. Am I doing enough? Should I do more? But if you see yourself improving in the gym, especially, and you feel good,
lean into it.
Yeah, dude, you're doing great.
How's your steps, daily activity? What do you hit on a regular basis? Do you have any idea?
Well, unfortunately, I'm sitting right here at work, so I sit at a desk. So I'm lucky, and I probably do it more than half of the days. I hit about 8,000, but a lot of days it's more like 6,500.
Okay. That would be the one place.
That would be your one place. It's just
8,000 steps consistently. That'll be great for your health.
Yeah. Pick up the walking when you can. Not run, not do a bunch of crazy stuff. Just add some walks and whenever you can.
That's it, dude.
Cool. That's good because I hate running.
That's okay.
No, you're doing really good. You just keep getting strong. You keep hitting that protein intake. You keep those calories around there. You're gonna be good.
Jason, what do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a financial advisor.
Oh, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe you don't have an answer for this, but you talked about the miracle that it was. You gave God the glory with that, and I do believe it's a miracle just from what you're saying. Have you put a purpose behind that? Is there something behind that where you're like, okay, this is why I was taken out of that. This is why I survived. And the only reason why I ask is when you put a purpose behind something, man, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Well, it's obviously something I've been wrestling with. It's like, well, God, why did you spare me when pretty much no one else made it out of that hospital? And one of the first things that comes up is I'm a father of 4.
Oh, bro.
And I'm just trying to raise them in the ways of the Lord. I mean, I love hearing about your journey, Sal. I've been walking with Jesus for 23 years now. So it's the greatest thing anyone could do. So that's my purpose.
Well, good.
And
God bless.
Yes, and I teach Bible studies, but the main thing is my children, my family.
Oh, God bless, man. Yeah. I'm glad you shared that.
That's more than enough purpose right there,
wonderful,
brother.
Dude. Good for you, man.
Very cool.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah. Stay in touch,
well,
dude. I'd love to hear as you go through the programs. You're kicking ass right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats,
well, dude, thanks,
Jason.
guys. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah.
You got it, man. I'm so glad he shared that.
What a wonderful story.
I'm just so glad he shared that because
what a wonderful story.
It works. It works, everybody.
Bro.
He did it. He went down
1,600 calories up to 3,500 calories, dropping weight, added 100 pounds
energy, feeling good.
Leaner.
Come on. And which one's more sustainable, ladies and gentlemen? Which one is the one that's going to be, he'll be able to, maintain? And which one feels good?
Yeah, dude, at a 3,500 calorie daily intake, the metabolic flexibility that comes with that.
Which you don't even have to go that high. You don't even have to go that high at 5'7", but his body is roaring.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. Walking, it's one of the best things you can do for your health, bar none, but there's a better way to approach it. Yes, you can just walk, but if you follow the right protocol, it's far more effective. Let's talk about walking.
I can't wait to hear your walking protocol.
Well, there is. There is a protocol. So, and I'll start with the first thing, right? Because just first off, let me start with this. One of the reasons why walking is such a great form of just activity is because it's low risk of injury. Now, some